Parents and gymnasts, are you ready to take the next step in your college recruiting journey? Full Out Collegiate Recruiting's in-gym visit program brings personalized recruiting guidance directly to you. Expert advice for gymnasts, parents, and coaches, all in the comfort of your own gym. Start the journey to collegiate gymnastics today. Visit fulloutrecruit.com to schedule an in-gym visit and take the first step toward making that college dream a reality.
It's absolutely week 6. And I absolutely saw great flips, outstanding twists, and a dismount. I kind of learned what flopping was, and a whole lot of other meaningless stuff. We have a breath of fresh air at Eastern. 90% again, Kim? It's usual, but unusual, and it was crazy town at NIU. Oh, okay, Sneaky Suki is absolutely back. That and more. Let's go.
I said a flip, flop, flip it to the flip, flip, flop. You don't stop to the stick, stay. Say up, jump the sleigh to finish the routine. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. With headphones on, not everyone can call a gymnastics meet. You see, I am Kim with a mic in hand, and I'd like to say hello. Leo's with the black, the white, the red, purple, and yellow. So far, you've heard my voice today, but I brought a friend along to slay. My dear friend Jason, here we are, but he won't sing on this show today. We are feeling the highs and the lows while preparing for the show, because this week is one of a kind, and I'll shock your mind with twists, flips, and tumbles. I said 1, 2, 3, 4. How many names does Sydney have? We'll tell you on this show. I'll put the what in the world in your mind as we start the podcast show.
Welcome back to the only podcast with a gymnastics-inspired rap. Every week, the College Salute Podcast, the place you go for all you need to know about how our Region 5 alums are doing during their NCAA careers. You know, the commentary All-American Kim Dallas-Brown, and I'm Jason, and what a week with another Razorback upset. We saw Suki, for 6 seconds of greatness, a cartwheel and nodie in the choreography. Loved it. It was a very interesting crowd in Logan, Utah. All of Utah State, Kim, apparently learned new dismounts this particular week off beam. And we now know where the northwestern corner of the floor at Utah State is. But do we, though? We are on a TV screen. I'm not really sure we knew where north, south, east, and west really was. So, don't know. Maddie Waligora, I'm not sure how many faces you can have in one routine. And I somehow learned about baseball and football while watching gymnastics. Oh yes, we got it all this week. But first, a free way to support our show is by leaving a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the College Salute Podcast. Tell us what you love about the show or what you'd like to see improved. The review helps others discover our podcast and join our Region 5 family. Help us continue to grow our podcast, which is the only regionally based gymnastics podcast in the country. We continue to show our love for our Region 5 alums throughout their college careers, so please show us some love with a review and a 5-star rating. Well, we did have a few behind-the-scene meets this week. Of course, I was at NIU Kent State, and if you followed our Instagram, I tried to do a decent job. I wasn't moving around. I thought about moving around and filming where Northern was, but then I would be like away from Kent, and it was crazy because, of course, you know, Beauty and the Beast things. So I stayed in place. So sometimes you see things, you know, in front of you as you're watching some videos. I tried my best, but I've got some comments about that and people I saw. It was fun experience, and then of course Kim was commentating at Eastern and Western this past weekend. So let's start with NIU. It was not on video, so most of this is all coming from me, pretty much, unless Kim has some comments on some videos, but we have that in our Region 5 University lineup this week. Beauty and the Beast, as many of you know, obviously wrestling with gymnastics. I understand it. You know, it makes the crowd, it makes the energy level exciting. It was loud, but it's very distracting. There's just so much going on the competition floor. It's very distracting, and the way that they set it up, the bars is on the far end with the wrestling mat and the vault with this like strip, and then people stand around, and you gotta like stand up, look over vault to see vault. Again, I could have gone on the other side of the arena. I didn't because just too much going on, like I said. So kind of see that. But you know what? I was happy I got my Papa John's pizza. I haven't had Papa John's pizza, and they have that in their concession stand, so I got that. So I was fine. Sat down, had my Mountain Dew and my Papa John's pizza, and enjoyed the meet. But it was loud, it was exciting, and it was fun, and I don't really know even how wrestling did. I think Northern won, I don't know. They have one that's ranked 13th in the country. That was pretty cool. I heard that part.
Was it Kent State wrestling also?
It was not. It was, the sad thing is, I can't remember. I did know what it was. I don't remember anymore. It is a MAC school, but I don't remember if it was Ohio school. Now that I remember, it was one of the Ohio schools that are
probably like University of Toledo or something.
I don't remember exactly, but yes,
they're MAC.
It was not Kent. It was a reunion, an alum reunion for me, as I caught up with Alisia Murray. She's doing nursing things. Natalie Hamp. She was doing pep up the NIU bar lineup things. She was over there rooting on the bar lineup. She was not happy with how they're doing on bars, apparently. Cheyenne Petrola, she did not compete. She goes to Kent, but I did talk to her for a little bit. Gabby Perea, got to talk to her. I know we talked to her on the podcast. Got to talk to her and her mom. I haven't realized how tall she's gotten. Now, I know you saw her a few years ago now at the Pittsburgh Regional, so I'm sure she hasn't grown much since then. But she's tall.
She's always been tall, though. Like
but not this tall.
In the grand scheme of things, she's been
a taller athlete. Yes, I agree.
Yes, and definitely always taller than me, though. Like
Yeah, I get it. But no, she's usually, me like interviewing at championships and stuff like that, she's always been like, she's almost eye level with me. She is pretty tall.
Well, sometimes when they're done, they have that, that little growth spurt.
Yeah. She's coaching. Her and Andy are coaching at Legacy Elite. Very interesting. There's a picture I forgot to post, which I might from their meet this past weekend. Brooklyn Sears and her new baby. Well, 11 months old, or 13 months old, I'm sorry. But it was cool. Got to talk to her for a little bit. Drake White, talked for a little bit. Elena Anderson, the Flip Zone crew. Shout out to Patrick, Michelle, and Irving, of course. They were there. They were at the Legacy Elite meet, so they came to watch Drake compete. That was awesome. And then talked to Katie Ferguson's mom for quite a long time. She does listen to the show. She thanked us for our comments about Katie last week. But we talked a little bit about Katie adjusting to college, and apparently she's the hype woman for Aleah Kelly, because Aleah was struggling to get back in her routine. She had mono in first semester, and so, she was not supposed to be in the bar lineup. She was not in the lineup that they listed. She competed, and they took that lineup down. I looked at them like, did I miss something? No, they had already taken it down. I caught her ginger. I'm like, that's Aleah's ginger. Because we recognize these things. And I was like, well, she's not supposed to be in the lineup. I looked, but apparently, yes. Katie was the one that kind of pushed her to be able to get ready for bars this week. So I thought that was cool. But a great conversation with Katie's mom. That was fun. She's enjoying her experience at Northern, which is awesome, and got to see her in the bar lineup. And we'll talk more about that because, she is in our bar lineup, a little fast forward there. Kent State always wears that blue velvet Leo when I see them live. I
was hoping they would have worn the blue velvet Leo when they came to EMU, but they didn't.
Yeah, always. I don't think I've ever seen them compete in something other live than that blue velvet Leo. Nini Alvin's Florentine. Yes, Kim, when you see it live, it definitely is all that and more. Awesome. Loved watching it. I hadn't seen it live, obviously. Kim has a few times, or at least once.
And her beam routine.
Yes, her beam routine. But I think I missed her beam routine because someone was on floor and they did not do alternating because of the wrestling stuff. They didn't alternate, so they went together. So that was kind of confusing. I was trying to make sure I got all the Region 5 athletes as much as I could. I introduced myself and took a picture with the Kent State hype dad.
I was so jealous about that. I was literally so jealous. And now that I know whose dad it is,
yes, I went up to him, introduced myself. He does not listen to the show, but his daughter is not a Region 5 athlete, so I get it. Zoe Rankin's dad, but I did post it on IG. They have not commented yet on that, anyone from Kent State, but it's all right. Or at least the program and them. But yeah, I thought it was cool. He's a good guy. He's definitely a hype guy, and I love that outfit. I want to get one of those if my daughter goes to any college school that has cool colors.
Or you could just get one in general. Like,
well, I want the overalls, actually. I think I had the overalls. Speaking of my daughter, she kept asking me, I think I know that girl next to the one in the blue Leo. I was like, Joy, they're all in blue Leos. No, that one. I'm like, yeah, that one. Hi. I never knew who she was talking about until she stepped up onto the beam to do her exhibition. And Joy's like, her. And I was like, oh, Annika, most. She from Kent State. She's a freshman. She's doing exhibition on balance beam. She remembers her from the Capital City All Access filming because she was there with me when I did it. And I was just like, I could not tell who the heck she was talking about for the longest time. And she's like, her. And I was like, so Annika killed it. I have a clip I'm going to put up on our social about her front aerial series. It was very, very nice.
And the funny thing is I can totally hear Joy's voice saying that, like all passionately, like her, how she does.
Exactly. And then the floor routines of Drake White, Gabby Riley, and Alyssa Guns were killer. More of that in our lineup later today, later in the podcast. But those were awesome routines, and they definitely killed it on the with landings as well as just performance, and I really enjoyed it. So it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the competition being there. I get to go to NIU Bowling Green in March, and so I look forward to that as well. So.
I do have to say really quickly though, from the videos you sent me of this meet, Katie Ferguson's bar routine, I think it was, I got really distracted with the wrestling in
absolutely
the front.
100%.
And the wrestling, like the ref or whatever, he was just back and forth. And he's like up and down. That was very distracting. I could not.
I was hoping I could post that video, but that's way too crazy. And we'll talk about it. Maybe I'll post it if people want to see it. But it was a good routine. But I was just like, oh my God, this is nuts. But that's basically what I dealt with almost the entire time. That and Kiara's Yurchenko 1.5 has a lot going on too.
Yeah,
you can't really see it.
I just want to say thank you, Eastern, for not doing a Beauty and the Beast or a Rumble and Tumble or whatever. I appreciate you for that. And I don't think there'd be enough room in George Gervin. So yeah, thanks. Good work there.
Yep.
I cannot.
Well, we had another week of Kim Dallas behind the commentating chair, this time at Western Michigan, but not too far from her norm because it was also Eastern Michigan. So, she's dragging them with her, pulling them along. So, but half, although she knows the whole team pretty much at Western as well, she didn't have to do any prep for Eastern Michigan, clearly, because she prepped already a week ago. So
I didn't have to really prep for anybody. Let's be real. Like, true. I did go back and try to watch the Wilberforce Western Ball State meet, but kind of missed some stuff as we talked about when we did that.
Let me quickly just get at you because I really only have one, and it was the 90% again. She used percentages. I told her not to. I don't remember if it was between bars and vault or vault and I think it was bars and vault. I think about it, but I don't think it was beam and floor. But between the two events, you had said that 90% are Region 5.
Oh, then
there were 6 of 12 athletes of the crew competing, and I'm like, 6 of 12 is not 90%.
Listen.
Stay away from percentages, Kim.
Okay. So listen, at least it wasn't like she sticks 90% of the time. I was talking about people. And
that cracked me up. I'm like, no, there's 6 of 12. If you count both teams right now, 6 athletes, not 90% of the athletes. Like you said, of both teams right now, 90% are Region 5. I'm like, maybe what? On the teams, maybe, but not. But only 6 were competing, and there were of 12.
Well, I'm talking about when I was probably talking about like the whole team. But listen, I was really just trying to reference the fact that I know a lot of them.
You do. Yes.
I like 90%, okay? God.
Yes, no, you do know a lot, and there were a lot in there, that is for sure. But it was just funny at that time. I'm like looking at the result. I'm like, well, if you look at the lineup, 6 of 12, that is not 90%. But okay, moving on.
Well,
moving on.
I stayed away from the she sticks 90% of the time. So
yes. Well,
there we go.
Well, where you sit at Eastern, I could have done the Kennedy Baker moment, which we'll get to in a little bit when we talk about Florida, Arkansas. I could have come up to you and tapped you on the shoulder and confused you while you were live on your broadcast because you basically sit in the audience. That's basically.
Oh my God! Yeah, I sit like literally right behind me is people there, and like at Eastern at least there's like a railing, like at Western, nope, not so much, but. I am very spoiled with all the amount of room I am provided at Eastern compared to Western. I am like over there rearranging the entire like space. I'm like, okay, we got to move this big box over here. I'm like, what is this connected to? It has to move over. I need room to stretch. And so I like literally rearranged pretty much my entire little area. And I was like, okay, Kevin, I got to sit on this side. Are you good with that side? I got to sit. I'm a on the right person. But he was great. He's like, sure, sit wherever you want. It's great. Fine. So I'm a little spoiled at Eastern with all the space, and all the cords at Eastern are underneath or behind the TV. So like, they're not in the way. At Western, they were just all over. So I was like trying to pull and yank and without unplugging, because I felt like that would have been a bad idea. But let me tell you, I, for the first time, got to hold an ESPN mic. That was great. They took them away from me before I could take a photo of myself. But this time, like at Eastern, we do like that intro thing, like sitting where we sit. At Western, we were like holding the mics up in front of the peoples. And let me tell you, it was not a great angle. So I will never post that picture that I took of myself, because whoa. Not a flattering angle, but it was kind of fun, standing up and doing it. And I was like, hey, I need to know, like, how far are you shooting? Do you see my feet? Like, you can't see my feet. I have slippers on. I had slippers on. I bring the nice shoes, but I never put the nice shoes on. I don't know. I just feel.
Now I feel like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Left out, because in the rebroadcast, they don't show that.
Really?
They come right in. I didn't even see that, because I didn't see it live, because obviously I didn't have time to see it live. So I watched it, and they don't show that.
Really?
They cut in like right before the first event starts.
Oh, well, here's the picture. You can see.
So
right there.
Yep. Nope. Did not see that. We did not see that.
Oh, unfortunate.
So, that's sad.
Well,
oh well.
It was on the live one, I guess.
Yes.
Obviously, because I saw it.
Yes.
Also, okay, so Rylan, like rye bread, according to Don. I will never forget how to pronounce her name. It's Rylan. Not Raylan. I always want to call her Raylan, but it's Rylan.
I always do as well, even though I know it's Rylan. I know. Well, and I'll say Rylan because I always do that.
Well, I did that. Did you hear me do that? I did it during her vault, because it's like, I went and asked Don. I'm like, Don, what is it? Jason says Raylan. What is it? Raylan, Rylan, what is it? And so yeah, he's like, it's Rylan, like rye bread. I'm like, genius. Assimilate, genius. Eastern seemed very relaxed when they started the meet after the warm-up. They did a team floor dance routine to Priya's floor routine. It was very fun. I have a small little video snippet. So that was fun. They were very relaxed in the warming up, but then we got to bars, and we were not really.
It was not a good bar meet.
Well, I mean, after Sinai went flying out of my screen, literally, I was like, oh, where's she going? I was like thinking, I'm like, Katie, call KJ so you can check that high bar height. I think it looks a little low compared to what you're normally used to here. I told her that after. I was like, Katie, was that, we're going to blame it on the high bar? It's a little low, because they got the big mats. I'm like, it was a little low. The high bar was a little low. But they just looked like they were just trying to stick too much. And, the front half of the lineup versus the back half of the lineup. But it was alumni night at
I feel like it
Western.
always is. I feel like it always is. I feel like they line up their people every single time they have a home meet. I don't know.
Well, considering we don't watch very many of their home meets, because
I guess that's true. But I just feel like every time I've watched, they've been there.
Well, last time when I did it, it was alumni night. 2 years ago, it was alumni night then too. Because the one team from like the 90s had like those shirts. They had shirts with all of them on it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Next week is Taylor Swift night, though.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. But it was alumni night, and I saw some alums, and I saw Dominique Militello. She was the cutest little peanut. She came up to me. She's like, Cam, and she's pregnant and just adorable, and was supposed to pop on Friday, but she hasn't yet. And she goes, you know what? I saw you walking away, and I knew it was you from the back. I was like, oh. You knew it was me from the back? That's crazy. Like, it must be the hair or something. Mm-hmm. And then there was a little surprise cameo from the one, the only Peyton Murphy. She walked out for the alumni thing, and I was like, what? Her mom Shannon didn't even tell me she was there, and I was texting with Shannon for a hot minute. Yeah, and I was like, what? Peyton's here. Wait a minute. So promptly.
Yes. Yeah, Madison told me she was going, but I guess I forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I
Sorry.
had no idea. But Kennedy Cooper, put her full in back in. Evidently, Dawn said like it was never out, but it was out. But I'm like, Dawn, the last meet I watched was the Ball State Wilberforce thing, and she did a double pike. And so I was like, I go, Dawn, I felt like you really heard us, and the full in is back. I mean, I shouted you out on that.
You did. I got a shout out. I know.
Excited.
I was like, me?
Yeah, you. But I was like, Don. He's like, well, it's never. I literally was like, in my notes, I had double pike written, okay, because that's the last thing I saw her do is a double pike. And I'm like, okay, she first passed double full in.
Double full in. Wonderful.
I know.
Good
and
job.
I was like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, a full in. Like, I was out of my seat because I was like, she's going to do a double pike, but normally she does a full in. She did a full in. So I felt like they heard us, even though that was probably the plan all along, but I felt, like they heard us.
Well, you were talking about skills, so I'm going to throw this one. Julie from Western Michigan, her clear up half Jaeger is very nice. It's very nice.
Yeah. She also does clear hip to that toe front half too.
Yeah, she does. But the clear up half, which is you don't see clear up halves much, so I thought I'd put that one in there.
It's great. And you know what? She's fantastic. Let me tell you. All she does is smile. She's probably smiling in that clear hip half because she just big smile all the time. I love her energy. We had a sideline reporter for the first time. Like I've never had a sideline reporter. We didn't have one, at Eastern. And I think we were going to try to have one back for MAC championships when I did that, but I don't think we ended up having one. So this was a new experience for me. And we had Renee Aldana. She has done some MSU meets. She is cute as a button. She did a great job. It's very hard to do some sideline reporting during the gymnastics. I think if Western did more of these, it might have been a little easier to do that. But she did great. She was sweet as a button. We follow each other all on social media now. She follows us, all that jazz, everything like that. So she was sweet. I hope to see her again. I really enjoyed having her. There were no Bronco boys at this meet. It was sad. No Bronco boys with the Bronx written on their bare chests. But the Bronco did show up. He threw out T-shirts. I tried to get a T-shirt, doing but nobody threw me a T-shirt. So I know, bummer.
Jory caught one at NIU. Yeah. Do you think it was an NIU T-shirt?
No, it was a wrestling one.
Nope.
Oh.
Jersey Mike's.
That's fantastic.
Yep, Jersey Mike's. So.
Yeah, I was all about trying to get the Western T-shirt, but he didn't. Nobody saw me. The cheerleaders and the Bronco. I mean, I do have a funny picture of him. I wanted to get a picture with the Bronco because he's a cute little horse, but he was gone. I turned around, he's gone. He trotted off to some other event. So I didn't get one. Things. Yeah, I didn't get one, but I got to wear the MAC champion ring. That was pretty. Penny let me.
No pictures? You didn't get a picture of that?
No, because I didn't have my phone, and I was just talking to Penny.
I get a picture with a Kent State hype man because we talked about that, and you can't get a ring, a national championship, or not national, a MAC championship ring.
I'm sorry, I just put it on. I was like, "Girl, look at this!" And then Al was funny. Penny's like, "Oh, this is this year's," and Al's like, "Oh, well, what year is this?" He didn't even know. And Penny's like, "We need more, one for each hand." Al goes, "We're working on it." And then Cindy has a necklace, which is very classy, very Cindy Sharns with the necklace. I love that too. But no, I didn't take a picture. I'll have to do it next time. Next time I'll have to do it. I mean, I do have a picture with an Alabama ring on from years ago. So yeah, I should probably take one with one of the Western, maybe an Eastern one also. There you go. So yes, Mr. St. Clair, I am still rapping each and every week on the podcast. I was talking to Don and he walked by. He's like, "Are you still rapping?" I'm like, "Yep, every week. Maybe not great, but every week." He's like, "That's fine. I tell you, you just keep on going. You keep on rapping." I'm like, "I got it." So yes, I'm still rapping all over the podcast. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah, she is.
I am. Sophia Rios, her heels with the bows, adorable, but I rolled my ankle just looking at them. Yeah, I told her all about it. I rolled my ankle just looking at them. They're adorable. The bows come off. It was great. They're so cute. I would have died. Western's floor lineup, that's all I got to say is Western's floor lineup. Holy hell, Batman. Their beam lineup also, all new though. All new in the beam lineup except for Sarah because she's a 5th year. And however, I think we need to put Emily or Allie in the beam lineup, just saying, or Hannah Milton, just saying we had some struggles. Yeah. I did the intro in one. I did the intro.
Oh.
One take. He goes, "Do you want to do it again?" And I looked at that man. I looked at Kevin. I was like,
"Absolutely not."
I go, "Absolutely not."
When I do it in one, we're done because then I can never do it again. We'll do it 4, 5, 7, 9, 10 times after that.
Yep. He's like, "Well," to the microphone people, headset people. "Well, do you need us to?" I'm like, "I'm not doing it again. In one. If I do it in one, we're done. That's how this works." So that's what I got. That was my weekend.
There you go. A couple takeaways from me. Trisha Mills, her back handspring front toss, perfect. I don't think I've ever seen that connected as solid, like in terms of, how could you go down and back? Perfect. I mean, the flow was so nice.
Yeah.
And then DK, I know you talked about the full out, the toe hand in front of it. Like, I guess I just never really, I knew she did full out, but I didn't realize that it's from a toe hand. It's not from a giant.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's really hard.
Yeah. And that dismount is new for this year.
It is new for this year, but it's not new this year. When you talked about it, you thought it was new that meet. I said, no, it's new this year.
It's new this year.
Correct. Yes.
You have to remember, how many times have we seen them?
Yeah, but we've watched at least meets with them or like things.
I know.
Maybe I have.
Maybe you have. Yeah. But new for this year.
And then Hannah let off beam almost all year last year, Kim.
She did, I know. So let's put her back.
Right, but you said that you thought she let off a couple times. I think she let off every single meet last year. That was just in commentating. You were all all over the place, but
let me tell you, it was difficult to get in what I needed to say because my co-commentator was very talkative. And there are times, if you listen, I'm like have to interject myself because we want to know about the skills and the routines, not always that Hallie Faulkner is 79th in the country on vault.
Yes,
I'm just saying.
True story. Very nice front tuck on from Caden Childress from Eastern Michigan. Caden.
Yes.
Very nice. And then I have to continue to do my apologies. Sarah Moravansky, balance beam. Awesome. You're not old. That was awesome. Backhanding layout, super solid. Switch to a standing layout, step out, so good. Awesome routine. Shout out, girl. That was awesome. She
has one of the most beautiful full turns. And let me tell you, the full turn, you know how I feel about the full turn. She has one of the most beautiful full turns ever. It's just like...
Yes, it was very nice. And I'm surprised you didn't talk about her because we always have to. Lauren Volpe is a breath of fresh air.
You know what? Lauren Volpe... is a breath of fresh air. You know what though? Let me tell you. I did tell Renee how to say it, and I don't know. It's fine. But I told her how to say it. But Renee was all about Lauren Volpe, and it was great. She was great. She did a good job. She went and did her research. You know what I liked about Renee? I'm going to tell you right now. What I liked about her, she had asked questions. She wanted to know things. So I very much enjoyed that with her, that she came and asked me questions about the girls. And I thought that was great. She did her research. She did great.
Yes.
But Lauren Volpe is a breath of fresh air.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's our behind the scenes of NIU Kent State and EMU Western Michigan. Both are in our lineup with some individuals from each. So we'll get to that in a little bit. All right. So our Fab Five, and we do have a history maker. I'll shut up. Go right ahead.
Oh my God. Okay. Listen. Morgan Price, girl. She made some history last year with winning the all-around, and she was making more history this year. First HBCU gymnast to score a perfect 10 on the bars. It was amazing. Did you watch it? If you didn't, go watch it. Not just you, Jim Turnett. Because, oh my God, girl, this girl is so good. Like,
I know.
So good. And she's gotten better. Like, I remember when I saw her at whatever meet I saw her at a few times ago. Oh my God, she's just getting better and better and better each year. This is phenomenal. You go.
Yep. She was awesome. Enjoyed it for sure. Some social stick. We're going to possibly have this as a segment in our podcast moving forward, but we didn't really And by we, I mean me.
Yeah, I was
to
going
watch
to say,
videos.
I did my part.
Yes. But the NIU Wrestling Gymnastics social media post that was posted for, obviously, just to talk about that they're going to have the Beast, Beauty and the Beast competition, that was hilarious. The fact that the wrestlers did gymnastics and tried, and they're pretty good. They were pretty good. It's back tucks, back handsprings, they were pretty good. But then the gymnasts trying wrestling, throw them onto the mats. I was laughing. I was so funny. Very good. I hope it worked. They, like I said, the crowd was pretty big, but I thought that was hilarious.
You know what, though? Alana Anderson, she could totally probably wrestle and kick some booty. She is so strong.
Yes. Well, I told Kim, I said, we had to all move back when she came around on the floor because her calf muscles knocked us away. So
she's so strong. It's just ridiculous.
It's crazy. But what about some fifth-year warm-up?
Oh, my God. Okay, so I'm scrolling the scrolls, and I see Penn State, and they have this video of, Cassie and two others just bouncing around. They have, ice packs on or, they're around the massaging things, and they're just, dancing. And it says fifth-year warm-up. I was like, yep, pretty accurate. That is just dance around a little bit, do a little toe touch, warmed up, ready to go. When you're a freshman, yeah, you're doing all the warm up and the runs and the arm circles and the lines. Not as a fifth year. No. You're just bouncing in the corner and touching your toes a little bit. Maybe throwing one split in there. I can tell you when I did gymnastics in my 20s and all the children were running up and down the floor. No, sir. I just kind of did a few little boop, 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 bounce around in the corner, stretch. One bar routine.
Yeah,
one bar routine, one Corbett, one vault. Done.
You got to save it for the real performance.
You absolutely do. So I could completely relate to the feeling of the fifth year warm up video.
Exactly. Well, there's a freshman who is waiting and holding out on a dismount for us to see, down the road. Former Olympian for England. That routine was stunning. Great to see her out there.
Yeah. From Cal, Ondine. That's her last name. Yep. She did beam, right? And the routine, absolutely, completely gorgeous, beautiful, just exquisite. Out of a 9.5, she got a 9.45. Oh, wait, because she didn't do a dismount because we are saving our body parts because she's coming back from an ACL injury, tear, surgery stuff. And clearly, a 9.45 out of a 9.5 with no dismount. Hello. We're getting a 9.95 when we had a dismount, I'm sure. But that routine was exquisite. But I love that she competed beam and had no had no dismount.
I love her jump off stick.
Oh yeah,
jump off and stick. There's the stick stay.
Stick stay. Yep, because she stuck that dismount for sure. Yes. But that was the most beautiful routine ever.
Yeah, she could be the next Cal 995 that comes out and competes for first routine.
Yeah.
Maddie Waligora, we have seen her compete bars for Arkansas this year, but we got to see some balance beam. We won't talk about it. And floor.
Oh my God, her floor. Let me tell you. So I watched it. Then I watched it, but then I watched it, and the amount of faces that she has in the routine. And at the beginning, she's like.
There's so many
faces and sass, and I mean, there was some walking and posing, but it was sassy, fierce walking and pose. She'd be like, walk, walk, okay, Matt, we see you. But what it was for me though, after watching this exquisite floor routine, is the dance sequence break before her last something pass. That was my favorite part. But then I loved Cory. Yeah. I love that in her routine she does this slow clap like that into that corner. And he really tried really hard to get the audience to do it with them, and they just were not responding. But I thought he literally was going to climb up on the floor with her at one part because he was just no wonder he's the hype man. Yeah. But at the end of the routine, it was the running cameraman for me. All you see is because the cameraman is running on, or camera person is running onto the floor, to get the reaction and joy, jumping around shot. But it's That's what the screen was doing.
That was funny. And she stuck her dismount on bars. Her front rail double full was beautiful on first pass, but it was once she started doing all the faces, I forgot about tumbling. First time in my life, I forgot about tumbling.
You forgot about tumbling? Jason forgot about tumbling.
Yep.
Mark it down and the date.
Yes, but should have her kick it back with Kim and see if she can come on for like 10, 15 minutes and talk to you about just floor and stuff like that.
We should.
She can't do a whole episode. She doesn't have time. I'll reach out and see if she can. And then, like I said, a couple weeks ago, I saw her standing in there with the team cheering along. And then all of a sudden, I see on social media a front handspring, front pike half, stuck landing that looks way too familiar. And of course, that's Suki Pfister. Yes, Suki is back. Not sure if she's only going to be vaulting, but if she is, we love it. It's great. So cool. It's so awesome. And she was excited about this vault. I don't know if you saw the end of it. I know I cut it and put it up on our social media, but I didn't cut the whole thing. She's running back, hands flaring, and she does all the high fives down the tunnel. Well, I was like,
considering you sent it to me twice, it's fine. You can. I mean, I'll watch Suki's vault 17 times, but I watched it. You sent it, then I watched it, and I watched it, and then it was all over the social media because Suki is doing Suki things.
Yes, she is.
And if she's only going to compete vault, that's totally fine. Like, I'll take it. Can she be the MAC champion yet?
Right, that's what I say. Maybe that's what she's back for. She's back to be the MAC champion. If she only has to focus on vault, maybe it's better for her.
That's fine. That's fine. Just vault.
So welcome back, Suki. We're excited about it, and we look forward to watching more vaults for the rest of the weeks to come. We did have a debut routine of a freshman debut, Hunt's athlete Alisia Murray. She's from CMU. She debuted floor with a 9.985 this week. Huge double back first pass. And I love, I know we got the video, and I just love in the background her dad just, come on, honey, come on, girl, come on. Like, It was so fun. That was so fun.
I have been waiting for this routine since, the start of the season. But I saw it before you sent it to me, and I was totally excited. Like, made a note. I did make a note. I just hadn't put it in the thing yet. But I just feel like with a couple more getting into lineups, doing that, she really is gonna be that routine that replaces Hallie Hornbacher's routine that we love so much.
Oh yes.
But I am so excited for her because I've always loved her on floor. She's always had great floor routines, and this one is so fun. And I'm just so excited to see her in the lineup. However, Alina didn't tell me that she was in the lineup, so girl, I know you're listening.
Hello.
Next time someone's in the lineup, you need to tell me. I'm just saying.
You need to prep Kim for these lineup debuts.
Yeah, thanks, because I love her.
Yes. The Rudy stag jump was a little crazy, but the rest of the routine was really nice. And the double back was enormous.
I mean, who pays attention to tumbling?
Apparently me most of the time, except for today. Yeah. Our D3 athlete of the week is Aleah Radojevich from Oshkosh. She is from Flying High, sorry, but I should be able to pronounce your name. But you know me, I can't pronounce names. So Aleah R. From Oshkosh, floor 975. Unfortunately, we can't talk about it on the podcast because Aleah has not sent me the video yet.
But she said she would. I just saw she said she'll send it.
So we will get it up on Instagram like we do every week, and you can check that video out. She's very good on floor. I know we posted her nationals floor last year.
Yes, she is. She has that. She does that typical, unique flying high floor choreography aesthetic, kind of like Amanda Gruber. So it's very. I love all her floor routines. Yes.
So you'll be able to check that out on our YouTube channel and our social, our Instagram. Definitely by the end of this week. We talk about our socials. We have 2 podcast socials that you definitely have to follow and subscribe to. Our Region 5 College Salute podcast on Instagram. That's where all our content pretty much goes. Our podcast is posted. Our videos, when we take some from our athletes and or live, like I was at Northern this past weekend. Kim's pictures when she's not behind the broadcast booth. She can take some pictures. Hopefully we'll get some this year. I don't know.
God.
We're running out of weeks here. I don't know.
We are running out of weeks. And I'm running out of weekends. I keep looking at the schedule and I'm like, oh my God, I got to find one. So eventually
some point in time. But you can follow all that on our Instagram at R5 College Salute on podcast on Instagram, and then our Region 5 College Salute on YouTube. I ask, please, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers because that's when we can start at least making a little bit of money, some ad money on our podcast. In YouTube, go follow it, even if you don't ever watch another video again. Get us to 1,000 because that's one of the first steps. So let's get there and subscribe. You can push on the notification bell if you want to know when we post stuff. But our podcast goes up there, our video podcast, so you can watch us, weekly routines, videos, extra content stuff, and then Alumni Monday, which of course is Tuesday or Wednesday, just depending on the week, where we post routines. I've been posting some routines this week already on Instagram, so maybe it'll be an Instagram week. I don't know yet. We'll see. But anyway, Alumni Monday is one of the ways we can highlight our athletes' routines. So check out R5 College Salute podcast on Instagram, the R5 College Salute on YouTube, and then, of course, our Alumni Monday when posted on our website. They did that, Kim.
Or they didn't.
They didn't. This really bugged you, and it bugs me.
Oh my God. It bugs me more than anything in this world. When the statistics and the info is either A, not right, B, missing, or C, just obnoxiously just like off, just not even on tap. Like, no. That just bothers me. Like, get it right. Western, if you'd like to hire me to keep track of your stats, I will make the bios. It's fine because, lacking. Remember, I've corrected Western's bio-y things before. This is not new. I actually asked Cindy while I was there. I'm like, hey, Cindy, who does the bios? Because she's like, I'll find out and mention. I'm like, good, because not on point.
Yes,
did you know that prior to Western, Reese went to Phenom?
And that's it.
That's all she did.
One of the most decorated in terms of national qualifiers in our region. How many times she's qualified at
6.
nationals?
She didn't go. I mean, she didn't. We're not mentioning she went to 6 nationals. We're not mentioning she won bars at like every state and regional, maybe except for one. We're not mentioning the 995 or the 999 bars. We're not mentioning any of that.
No,
She just went to Phenom.
Yeah, I like Rylands too. She did a vault. Ooh. She did a vault at level 9 Easterns or something at level 9 Easterns, and apparently she vaulted at level 10 in her first year.
She got a 9.3 at level 9 Easterns in 2018, and then she got a 9.65 at level 10 state meet. However, let me tell you, she got a 9.75 at 2024 level 10 nationals. She's been to 2 nationals. Like, where is that? We want to know those things. Not that she got a 9.3 as a level 9.
I was like, when you showed me that, I was like, what the?
But like, other people have like some things. Okay, like we know Trisha Mills went to, and Julie, that we know. I think we know that they went to nationals, maybe. But and some people we don't even know their majors. I like to know their majors. Some it's not even on there. But okay, Western. Oh, and Sarah Moravansky, her highest all-around score is a 39.75. No, it's not. It's not at Western.
Good for her.
I mean, yeah, good for you, Sarah. Like, good for you, but not at Western. I was like, you guys, we're missing a number. It's like I think it was a 39.3 or 39.275 or something.
Because Peyton holds the record, and isn't it 39.4,
yes.
39.375? Yeah,
it's something. But I was like, oh God. Anyway, so Western, I love you dearly. Penny, I love you dearly. If you're the one doing it, you're a little overworked and you need to find a student. I was told maybe the SID. Okay, but really, if y'all want to just freelance this workout, I would be happy to do it for a price. But I will be happy to do it. Just freelance it to me and I got you. I will keep that up to date perfectly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I agree with this because every time I've been there at Western, it drives you nuts. It's like you have to like move to see beam. It's ridiculous.
Oh, let me tell you. The beam scoreboard, yes. I've always thought this. It obscures the view. If you just shift it down to like, it's right here by the judges. Just shift it down that way a little bit so it's more by like, the track part. That will be glorious. That will get the view right in front. It'll be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to do a little rearranging of the Mac area. It's fine. They'll get it's fine. But I think we should rearrange. Also, camera angles. I asked the guy. He's like, is there anything? He's going over this whole list. Is there anything we need to? I'm like, sir, listen. Okay, I'm really big on this. Camera angles. He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, on the floor, stay away from areas. And if you see those areas coming up, please like change angles. They did it a couple times, but there were some times like I was like, oh. I made notes on every person. I'm like, God, camera angle. But it's fine because you know what? They only do this like once a year. Right. If they had a little more practice, maybe they'd be better. Most of them are students. However, the announcer, he was great. He was on point. I very much enjoyed his voice. He had a very soothing announcing voice for the announcing of the rotations and the awards and all that. I very much enjoyed him. But yeah, if they would do it more, maybe it would be easier. But they only do so many. Well, they only do one gymnastics. So yeah, camera angles. We just got to work on that. It's just a pet peeve of my life. But Western, I enjoyed you, and I cannot wait to come back and do another one next year. Maybe you'll get more. We'll see.
Yes, wonderful.
Do you know that Sydney Jellin had like 4 different versions of her last name?
Yes, and the thing is, they said it right. The one guy said it right every single time, and the other 2 kept saying it differently every single time. And I was like, yes, how do you, he's saying it correct. Go with the middle guy.
We heard Jellin, we heard Jolene, we heard Jolin, we heard Jalen, Jaylene.
Mm-hmm. So I said, go with the middle guy. The middle guy said Jalen or Sydney Jellin every single time. Said Jellin every single time.
He did.
So, But no, my favorite one was Madison's. That was my favorite.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it's Madison Gustitis, not whatever they called her.
Let me see if I can find the thing. I broke it down.
I
broke it exactly down on how they said it.
They said Sam's last name wrong too.
I used to butcher that too, so I'm not even gonna. Although I butchered Gustitis, I had to ask Madison one time how to say it.
You butchered Cantu. Let's be real.
Well, yes, I know. I don't even know where I put this in here, but I actually literally broke it down in my notes, and now
maybe it was Gustus. Gustus. Maybe it was Gustus. I think he said Gustus.
Something like that. Yeah.
It was something that it was something to the point that like when I was waiting to watch the routine, I didn't even know it was her because it was so chopped.
Yep. Yeah, no. I wrote it down here and I broke it down the way they said it, but it was like way off. So.
But I mean, even if you sound it out, Gus, tight, us.
Correct.
It's fine.
That's great. I'm going to fly through these because we are way over today. Lots to talk about, especially when we're at places.
I had a lot to say.
Yeah, when we're at places. Bowling Green, Illinois State, William & Mary, and Towson. I watched the competition. I enjoyed it. I could watch Towson all day long and twice on Sunday when it comes to bars. Their bars are awesome. Love it. Actually, I've talked to one of my athletes to try to get her to go to Towson, but this was a good attempt at showing as much gymnastics as possible. They did a good job. You don't know anybody who's up. Luckily, I knew the Region 5 ones that we saw based on, obviously knowing who they were, but we didn't know who the heck was going. But I did enjoy it. They had some camera, a guest was late or wasn't able to get there. It was a big snowstorm, some ice or whatever they said in the thing. So they weren't prepared to do the 4 square. So they had to do like bouncing back and forth, which was fine. But they did that. They didn't stay at Towson and then show the arena. So, it was good. They tried their best, enjoyed that competition, got to see a lot of good gymnastics. And so I really enjoyed that competition and watching it. Again, we were not one of our meets. I just enjoyed watching it and wanted to see what we could see. We didn't see as many alums as we would like to, but I do have a few comments in the events down below. Florida and Arkansas. Okay, my favorite moment, I already talked about it. Adrian walks behind Kennedy Baker while she's just about to say something live and taps her shoulder as he walks behind her, and she starts to turn but then realizes she's up and talking and has to turn back, and you could tell she was kind of like lost for a second, like what she's going to say, and then she jumped back in really quickly. But I thought that was hilarious that she, like Adrian at that run time, just kind of messed her up. It wasn't like she was just sitting there, oh hey, she's about to speak. And then the Razorbacks have 3 mascots. There's a female.
I was going to say a female, a male, and Cory.
Cory, yep. No. They had three heads. Head mascots. There's three of them. There's a female one, a male, and there's two males, but different. Like maybe it was a littler one. I'm not sure, but there were three of them.
Oh, I completely, when I read that, I was like, because I saw the female and the male, like actual Razorbacks. Maybe there's a baby one. That'd be great. But I saw those and I was like, oh my God, is he talking about a boy, a girl, and Cory?
No. Cory did a great job, and I've talked to him about in the bottom, or a little later in a minute, and as well. That was a lot of words there. Utah State, San Jose State. I don't know where to begin. This was. I enjoyed the gymnastics. Let me just say.
How about we begin in the northwest corner?
Maybe we should. I enjoyed this gymnastics. If I would just turned it off, I'm sure I would have turned off the sound. I would have loved watching this gymnastics because I enjoyed seeing people we don't get to see. San Jose State's really good. Utah State is very good on bars. But the commentating was just way too much for me. I don't know what a fun alley. We were in the fun alley. The Aggie chain, the guy in the fan in the stands with the big Aggie chain, that was really cool. There are a lot of crazy kids in that building. A lot of jumpy, shaky, lots of sugar. I'm sure they were in the concession stand. There was a lot going on there. Lots of things. Did you know that a front toss back handspring is a very odd skill? You don't see that often, I guess. I don't know what flopping is. Apparently, it has something to do with a quarterback getting sacked or something. Don't know what that is.
I mean, the only flopping reference I know is LeBron James's entire basketball career. But in this reference, I learned something new. You know, he was definitely trying to compare the flopping penalty in football with the don't hold your stick and stay. But I've never heard of this flopping thing in the football. We did also learn about we learned about boxing, directions, baseball.
Yeah, no, this baseball
and maybe bowling.
This baseball analogy with Nolan Ryan and a baseball game, compared it to a competition lineup. It did not land. It did not stick and stay and slay. I had no idea what the hell he was talking about. No clue. I was way off. It was too much of a sports analogies, and that's the problem when you have like these commentators that are in the media major or whatever, but they have so much football, baseball, basketball, stuff like that of coverage to do, and their analysis and their those type of things. Gymnastics is not the same sport. It is different, and that's all they know to go by, but it doesn't translate. It just doesn't. It's not the same. No. It's just not the same.
Yeah, because this is a meet and not a game, so there's no pre-game.
No. I mean, it was sad because I was trying to just watch the gymnastics and really appreciate the gymnastics. And like I said, I did that. But some of this commentating, it's so far off. Ouch. And I was just like, I can't anymore.
Utah State, listen, if you're listening, Utah State or Sydney or Angel, if one of you are listening, hey, call me, fly me out. I will commentate your meet also if I can fit it into my schedule. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there for you.
Please.
I'm available.
So, Sydney during the hype for floor warm up. I don't know if you caught that. If you really were paying attention, you could tell it was Sydney. She was all up in there cheering along as the girls are tumbling and high fiving and just shaking, dancing. Awesome, great to see it. But I truly enjoyed the Utah State San Jose gymnastically, but commentating, holy cow! I mean, we could go on forever. It's just,
I really liked their Leos. Yes. that resemble the Spectrum Magic. Yes. Which we heard 1,700 times, but I get it. But I really enjoyed those Leos. Like some people on the social medias were like, meh. But I really thought they were fun. They were special. They were different. No. I want to see the other sports that play there, because evidently other sports had that same kind of uniform too, like volleyball and stuff. So that's my next like to-do list, is to like search out the rest of the Spectrum Magic leotards.
There you go. We move on down to vault, and I'm just going to stick with this competition. Olivia Reardon, nice Yurchenko Arabian layout. I thought she did a 1.5 at first, and I had to go back. She does it so like quickly with the half that she seems like if you're not paying attention, it was a 1.5. I was like, what the heck was that? And I look back, it was just an Arabian layout. Olivia Reardon.
Oh yeah, when he said Yurchenko half or 1.5.
Right.
But you can 100% clearly see that is a half.
Correct. When I went back, I knew it. But at first, I was like, well, Yurchenko 1.5. There was a nice Yurchenko tuck 1.5. I believe it was Madison. It was from San Jose. Madison something, Kinich or something like that. I can't remember. It's in my notes somewhere. But I know she did a nice tuck 1.5. It was really nice. But I saw that layout half. I was like, what?
At least they got Yurchenko right.
Yes, they did. Actually, they did do that.
I mean, they did. I mean, there was some flips and some twists and some great dismounts during vault, but they got Yurchenko right.
Correct. We had a crazy warm-up vault from Jordan Childs this week.
Oh my God, Jordan Gold, what are you doing? It was kind of similar to Shania Evans's bar dismount. I had to rewatch that 4 times. I was like, how did that even happen? Like, how did you bounce backwards, turn around, and then flip over?
I have no idea. That was crazy.
It was, but it was.
No clue.
I don't know.
It was crazy. If you hadn't seen that, go check that one out. I'm sure it's on their socials because
it's everywhere.
But it's everywhere. Faith stuck again. I'm on vault. Hopefully she's not getting in trouble because
you know what? I was really concerned with when I saw that 3rd stick in a row. I was like, ooh, are you gonna get in trouble for this? But nope. Not if she keeps going 9.975. She won't. No, but
exactly.
But see, you know what though? Once KJ was like, "We're not gonna work. We're not gonna stick."
Then they're gonna stick.
Look at Faith, girl, stuck. Lawn dart, perfect.
100%. Someone said that this weekend. Lawn dart.
It's my favorite. I
forget where it was that said that. I forget which meet that was on for the lawn dart. That just reminded me of that. Some bar things that we have going on.
Okay, Anna Roberts, your bars, 995, just form. Beautiful. And this is beautiful form. Her toes glued, her legs glued, her toes pointed, handstands hit. Exquisite.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, search it out, watch it because it's amazing.
Yes. And then Sky from University of Pennsylvania, that bar routine, 9, I think the highest score in, what did you say, 20-something years?
24 years. The highest bar score in 24 years for Penn. She went 9.95.
Yeah, it was awesome. Handstands like you couldn't believe. Like handstands.
Hey, I wonder though, how long are you supposed to hold a handstand?
Oh, I don't know. I
mean, because in the
and the different handstands in the skills. He said something about that too.
Right. Yeah. Did you know a Maloney is a shoot under?
Yeah,
an undershoot. An undershoot, and then back down is the pack. But he kept dwelling on how long to hold these handstands. Like, how long are you supposed to hold a handstand?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is not Shilese Jones time. It's just hit the handstand, show, and go.
Exactly. Lee Bowie, her Chow pack, gorgeous. Beautiful.
Everything about her is gorgeous, and she is 16 years old in college.
I'm trying to get a grip on that. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
And I guess she graduated early, but how early did you graduate? Because 16 years old, that's like a junior.
Yeah, sophomore year. End of her sophomore year, she was done already. I already talked about Towson Bars, and we talked about the routine a couple weeks ago that had the endo into her Jaeger. Belanovsky's Tkachev pack, gorgeous. Awesome. Love it. ISU had Sarah Wabi's bars were beautiful. They had a couple very nice bar routines. They also had an athlete get injured, and I hope she's okay. I think she put her arm down on a ray. It was kind of scary. They quickly went back, and then the commentator said she was taken off by a stretcher thing. So I texted Sarah, and I said, hopefully she's okay. And she gave me the heart and thumbs up, whatever. But beautiful Yurchenko full stuck. I know you showed me that. I did see it on the broadcast. Yeah. I was
going to say, I sent her the vault. Oh, my God.
Yes, the vault stuck was very nice. I did see that. But her bar routine was gorgeous. Beautiful pike Jaeger, stuck dismount. It was awesome. It was great to see that one. And we did see Sarah on 2 events. We unfortunately did get to see her floor routine, which I was very upset. You can see it in the background. But and then the toe full open double back from San Jose's exhibition routine. Apologize. We were never told your name, so I have no idea who you were. But beautiful toe full open double tuck. And then Lyndon Vandertolen Stalder open double back was also very, very nice. From that meet, San Jose and Utah State. So wanted to make sure I mentioned those. I saw this on the telecast, but I believe Kim, I don't know if we saw it. Oh, maybe I sent it to you because I was looking for her name. That was what it was. I wrote it down really quick, and I was looking for her name. Reese Garola from ISU. The first thing I noticed, her press handstand. I'm like, Kim is going to love this routine. If someone did a press handstand mount.
Oh my God, yes.
But,
a press handstand.
Yeah, but handstand, back handstand, layout, step out. The cartwheel gainer 1.5 was gorgeous. We're going to forget that she did a hop, so her score is probably impossible. We're going to just forget that because the routine was gorgeous. I mean, the routine was really good and really cool. And like the cartwheel gainer 1.5, like you just don't see that often. You see it occasionally, but you don't see that often. That is more unique, or what did he call it? Something...
I don't know.
Whatever it was. Odd. I mean, it's not odd, but anyway. Roberson's pike jump. Holy cow. Huge.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
pike jump. Aerial layout step out solid, but a front full dismount. What is with these elites?
Yeah.
You got level 10s doing double backs. Come on, girl. I know your dismounts like back handspring, double back, and you probably want to do that every single day or round or whatever it is. But anyway, but she's going to do elite. She's going to come back. So
did you see her vault though? And they said, her college competition vault is her timer for elite. So it's
Yes, it's the half on front layout half. She's just doing the timer. She's coming back, but we knew that. This is a perfect opportunity. I knew we had seen this before, but I was like, did we? Because I know you talked about it. Brianna Brooks.
Yeah. Remember when we were testing the live thing and we watched the Utah State? And
that's why. Yeah, that's why it wasn't actually on the podcast. It was, we talked about it. But I was just like the back handspring, one arm back handspring from the front aerial. I saw that. I was like, wow, that's awesome. And then when she did a Corbett to a fish roll, I'm like, Kim?
It's my favorite. Oh my God. But also she's gorgeous too. Like she doesn't just do it. She does it gorgeously. And she smiles the whole time.
Yep. No, awesome, Brianna. That was awesome. Knew Kim would love that routine, but she'd already seen it, of course.
But I will watch it. I will watch it again over and over again because
she'll watch Beam like that. Like I'll watch Towson on Bars every day and twice on Sunday.
Exactly.
Why is it that people don't realize Gabby Stevens is good?
Like, we have talked about this routine before, and I think last year somebody else on some other social said most slept on beam routine in the NCAA. Yes, we know. People, get with it. Gabby Stevens has competed at NCAA regionals and individual on balance beam before. She has the layover front. Come on. Like, we can stop saying most slept on beam routine in the NCAA because we know that. We already know that. Everybody knows that. Maybe this person who just is discovering this for the first time is new to things, but I doubt it because it was like a gymnastics looking IG that posted it.
Right.
But come on. She is Gabby Stevens.
Right, but we do the whole Michigan thing with Gabby, and we have to both stop because it's not true. And I made the mention that Commentator does it all the time, or they do it all the time. It's Steven, not Stevens, and we always put an S on that. Like have you ever seen that TikTok where Michigan adds letters or that are not there when they talk, which is true. We have words like Meyer.
Oh yeah,
it's Myers.
It's Myers.
But it's not Gabby Stevens. It's Gabby Steven, and we always say Gabby Stevens. And you did it, I did it, everyone does it, and I'm like, we got to stop doing that because that's not our name.
I know. Well, I don't always do it.
Well, you just did it, and I did it.
No, I didn't. I said Gabby Stevens.
And I caught no, you said Stevens. You'll hear it when you...
Oh, well, okay. You're going to play it back for me because I swear I just said Steven. Whatever.
But anyway. Emily G. Gianfrancisco from Bowling Green. Huge back handspring layout step out. Switch, stuck. And standing layout to scale. Yes. Or arabesque or whatever it is. Yes.
She is one of the... I remember a few years ago you asked me, hey, think of some people who got better in college or like weren't well known in club and are just like killing it in college. This girl right here, she has improved tenfold. Like this beam routine is gorgeous. It is. And I think she's just gotten better in college. So and she's only a freshman. So I feel like we're going to get 3 more years of her to just go up. She hasn't even peaked yet.
And then Sam Makasu, I know you had mentioned that her name was not pronounced right. Nice backhanding layout. Switch half was very nice. The split on the switch half was really, really nice. Glad we got to see her. If you blink though, you'd miss a routine because they didn't see the beginning of it. They were doing stuff. So I don't know how much other stuff she had in her routine because we didn't see it. But as I said, you blink. But it was good to see Makasu out there. And then the Lay from Reardon of San Jose. She was, I believe, a exhibition at the end of the meet. Very nice lay. That's becoming more and more popular, standing layout.
It is. And it's so freaking hard. Like, who does that? It's just so much, takes so much energy.
Correct. So, just wanted to mention those. We talked about Murray's floor already. Yes, more of it, please. I did not see this routine, so if you would like to...
Oh, yes. I just was scrolling the socials and Gabby Dildy, Gabby from Rutgers, she goes 9-9 on floor. But what caught my eye is just the fun floor routine, the energy, and she stuck the double pike at the end cold. Like nobody's business. Like didn't even lunge, feet together, boom. But it was just a fun, upbeat routine and it had like the September song in it and just like some old school songs. It was very good. I just very much enjoyed it and I just wanted to say that.
Good. I definitely enjoyed the 1.5 through double fulls from Pilgrim and Kaliska from Arkansas. I say Kaliska. How do you say that?
Yeah,
but
I think Kalixa.
Kalixa, I think that's what it is actually. 1.5 through double full, very nice. You don't see that very much. It used to be old school, like late 80s. I used to do 1.5 double fulls. Danny Ferris walks into her full in. I mean,
she does.
Walks into her full in.
She's been walking into that full in for a while.
Yes, she has, but just walks into the full in. And then Angel Stewart, like you can talk about her floor routine. What I found as funny is those two guys behind her when she starts, almost jumping over the barrier to like high five or like salute, like, just get into her routine. It was hilarious. I thought that was funny, but
I just loved her dance and her performance. And she has like the duck, that thing in it.
Yes.
Very, very Vogue 1980s Harlem. But I just loved it. I just thought, and her tumbling was great, but it's just her performance was fun and her dance was fun and her routine was fun. So I just wanted to make mention because I thought she did great.
Yes, and did you know whip half front full is a front to double tuck? Just
what?
Just so you know.
I heard that. I heard that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout out to Corey Tomlinson, the Razorback hype man. He's really good at doing floor routines and trying to hype up the crowd, although I'm not sure if he hyped the crowd up or the gymnasts up more. I'm not really sure because he was getting them hyped up as well, but he definitely has a lot of fun and he's everywhere. He's bouncing everywhere. I
just want to know, Corey, do you have a 5-hour energy before a meet? Do you have Starbucks like triple shot? Or like where does all this hype energy come from? Because you are on all the time and you are just jumping, bouncing. Like, do you practice for this? Like, do you do some cardio? Because wow, you're just so many things. Very hypey. Like, I was tired watching you.
Yes.
Are you not tired?
I am very tired.
I'm thinking it's maybe a mixture of the 5-hour energy
and
a triple shot from Starbucks.
I'd be tired, yes, definitely. I'm going to do a plug here. Check out Corey and Olivia Karras' pod. It's called Live and Core on the Floor. They literally are on the floor drinking their sparkling flavored waters. If you'd like another take on college gymnastics, because, I can't get enough. So, you can't get enough, check that out. It's on their YouTube channel, Core, and it's called Live and Core on the Floor. It's really cool. And they have their quirkiness to them, which is funny. I love it. Anyway, Leos, Maryland, and Utah. I like what Maryland did with theirs because they used to have that flag and stuff. I did like what they did with theirs.
Well, you know how I love a good Maryland leotard because they have the best flag ever. Mm-hmm. However, this one was their their Pride Leo, and it was all the rainbow flag colors, and it was just blingy, and the bling on the sleeve. So good. Maryland, whoever is designing your leotards, whether it's your coach, assistant coach, the girls, I don't know who, hats off to you because you do not ever disappoint in the department of leotards. You're kind of like Pitt in that way. Pitt always has amazing Leos, but there's not one I have not liked from you because you do an outstanding leotard. So if you have not seen that leotard, people of the Gymternet world, go to Maryland's Instagram and it's there in all its brilliance. Yep. And then Utah State, I already mentioned their Leos with the Spectrum Magic, literally Spectrum, that's what it's called. It's designed to resemble the arena, Spectrum Magic Arena or whatever it's called. And like the seats are different colors. And so that was on the Leo and there's like a blue stripe over it, but it's to reflect, the different colors of the arena. So I thought that was very cool. I absolutely loved it. Some people on the Gymternet were not digging it, but let me tell you, a Leo with a purpose and a story, any day.
And then the last two things really quick I didn't mention, Maddie Gustitis. We only got to see her on one event. She's dealing with some shin issues. She's got some shin splints, so they're hoping to get her into more action towards the end of the season. They're resting her. We didn't really get to see much of her on beam. She has a huge front tuck, didn't do that. A beautiful back handspring layout step out. But it's sad that we watched this meet and didn't get to see much of Maddie because I know she's very good. So hopefully we'll get to see Maddie more, but I wanted to let you know you can get to see her. We didn't talk about much about her. I think she had a 9.5 on beam. She wobbles and stuff. It's not her best gymnastics, and so I just want to make sure I mention that. And then the nice full in from Nyla from Utah State as well. The anchor for Utah State on floor. I forgot about her full in. Was absolutely gorgeous as well. So Region 5 University, presented by Full Out Recruiting. Full Out Recruiting, they are focused on helping their clients reach their college gymnastics goals. With resources and guidance to athletes, coaches, and parents through the college recruiting process, they go full out to make the experience a fun and productive one. Thank you to Full Out Recruiting for sponsoring the College Salute podcast and your continued support of the Region 5 media platform. And for Week 5, we know we had Kent State NIU, Eastern at Western, and then San Jose State at Utah State. Really quick, Kiara from NIU, 9.825, a very nice Yurchenko 1.5. Go watch it on their Instagram. Don't watch the one I will post. Actually, do watch the one I post, then go watch theirs, because theirs is right up front and center. It was very nice. Mine's a little far away, but a very nice Yurchenko 1.5, 9.825. Milton's 9.825 Yurchenko full, gorgeous. Beautiful vault.
And she led off and just set the tone for them. It was just exquisite.
Yes. Cooper had some energy.
She did.
She went bouncing.
She did.
9.775, but a nice vault. Galisko, this is not her best handspring front tuck half. She's done a little bit better this year, but it was big and it's good. And I hope it's going to be a pike half soon because it's really nice.
Yes. Piper agrees. Piper thinks it should also be a pike half.
Correct.
She gets so high in the air and she has so much backward momentum. Girl.
Yes. It's nice handspring front tuck half though, 9.75. And then Gabby Riley and Dawson both had very similar vaults at NIU. Gabby, of course, from Kent State. Dawson, Sally from NIU, 9.75 for their Yurchenko fulls this week for a 48.925 on vault. Molly Freeman gets to lead off our bar lineup. Beautiful, pretty dang good 9.8 routine for her. Very nice bar routine. Beautiful Jaeger. I can't remember. Did she stick her dismount, Kim? I don't remember. I know she.
Who?
Molly? Freeman. Yes. I don't remember.
I don't remember, but I feel like she did. I feel like she did.
I do. You did mention her Mondays with Molly, and they have not done those in a while. I hope
know.
they do soon. Come on, Molly, get in there. I want some more Mondays with Molly.
Me too.
But 9.8 leading our bar lineup. Rylan Garvey 9.775. Another nice Tkachev. Still big as heck.
It's huge.
Love it. Awesome. Reese 9.775. Her Jaeger was in a little tight this week, but worked out of it. Did well. Very nice double layout. Sydney Jolene 9.7. Nice routine overall. Very nice double layout. She always does. But thank God that the camera for the judges, what the judges see is not what we saw because you see leg separations, unfortunately. But 9.7 double layout's always gorgeous. And then Katie Ferguson gets in our lineup, 9675. Like we said, Kim mentioned, it's hard to watch this video because things going on, referees jumping up and down. But I'm just glad to see her in the lineup back from her injury that she suffered at the end of the club season last year. So 9675 on bars. Beautiful Pike Jaeger, by the way. 48725. Over to balance beam and Rylan 9775. I know she stuck her routine, but there was so much I don't quite remember details about it. I remember she did a very nice back handspring layout step out. That I remember, but I don't remember much other than that, unfortunately. I know she does a round off double full and usually sticks, but I think you said something about her sticking and then she didn't.
No, her chest was down.
Down, okay.
But see, obstructed view, so I couldn't tell. It looked like she stuck, but her with a low chest. So.
Okay. So 9775, Jelen 975 on beam. It was a nice balance beam routine. She did have a nice back handspring a nice aerial back handspring, very solid aerial back handspring. And I know they talked about her aerial back handspring. But of course, I'm not really sure if she had a new dismount. She didn't, but I'm not sure if she did. She may have learned a new one. Not sure. We talked about Sam's routine. I forgot it's in the lineup, 9725. Like I said, another back handspring layout step out that was very nice. Switch half was gorgeous. But we blinked and you missed the routine. Alyssa Guns, 9725. I was jumping back and forth between this routine and I think it was Dawson on floor because they competed together. They didn't alternate at Northern. So I didn't see all of it. I have part of the routine. I know her flight series was very, very nice. But I didn't see the whole routine because, again, I was trying to catch as much tumbling and beam work as possible when the alums went up. She got a 9725. And then Gabby Riley from Kent State, another very nice balance beam routine. She's just so pretty to watch. Her gymnastics is very nice to watch, and we'll have talk about her on floor too. 9725 on balance beam for a 48.7 on beam. And then Cassie, I'm not sure when Cassie will get back in the vault lineup because we love watching her vault, but Cassie St. Clair 9925. Our only 9-9s of the meet came here on floor of our lineups this week. 9925, beautiful floor routine, another big front double full. Always gets into her routines. Really enjoy it. I don't know if you have any comments. You saw it live.
This routine literally was so good. Like the 9925 was so well deserved. Western is a floor team. They did floor just, oh my God. But this routine just above and beyond, like both passes, so much height, dance, face, it just everything. And you can definitely tell every time she goes out on floor at every meet. I read in her social media a while back that this season is dedicated. She's dedicating this season to Kara Welsh. And you can tell that she truly is embodying that and putting everything out there on the floor while she's competing. And like huge. I don't have enough good things to say about Cassie and this routine because girl.
It's awesome. As is Alyssa Guns. And Alyssa Guns just takes the floor she takes command of the floor the minute she steps on the floor. Just to watch her live is awesome. Absolutely beautiful double pike last pass. Rudy layout step out that I did not front layout Rudy that I saw the corner of my eye because I was watching a beam routine that was very good. I come into Alyssa's routine a little bit later. Gabby Riley, another beautiful floor routine. She knows how to perform on floor as well. Great tumbling, strong twist. Her and Allie Shop from Western Michigan have a very similar style in the way they do gymnastics. It's funny that they're both from Illinois, but it's.
Aren't they both from the same gym?
They may be. You're right. They are. They're both from from Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
9875. Hannah Milton. Great routine. Beautiful front layout Rudy. I'm glad that she's back in lineup because I don't know if this is the first time she's back in lineup this year so far on floor. I can't remember. Maybe she's been on floor and just vaulted for the first time. I don't remember. But awesome routine 9825. And then Cooper we mentioned full in. Back in the apparently not back in, but back in. Great routine, 9825. I did want to mention really quick on it's not in the lineup, but Dawson Sally's Rudy Full was right into my face because I was standing in that corner or sitting in that corner. I'll post that video. That Rudy Full was absolutely gorgeous. Wanted to mention that, but from NIU. But 49.35 on floor this week. So our only 49 of the week for a 195.7, which brings our average down a little bit to 196.646, dropping us out of the top 10. Kim, we're 14th.
We need to get our stuff together.
Yeah, this week was a little rough, but when you select the MAC conference, it is what it is. Okay. That's the scores. But great job to our Region 5 University lineup. Meets for week 7, Zoo in the Lou. I wish I would have written down the schools. I know Alabama's going to be there. Illinois is going to be there.
Iowa
and Missouri. So that'll be a great one. We're going to watch Arkansas, Georgia, because we haven't really watched Georgia, and we need to see if Arkansas takes down another team 3 weeks in a row. So that's going to be awesome. And then Minnesota, Ohio State. And then they did that, we're going to look at Oshkosh Whitewater. We don't do a lot of D2, D3 like meets as a whole. We just kind of look for everything, but we're going to check that meet out and have some discussions about some of the gymnastics in the D3 category that we miss out on each week. So definitely catch that, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. So Zoo in the Lou, Arkansas, Georgia, Minnesota versus Ohio State for week 7 already. MVP.
Yes.
MVP. I had a very difficult one with this week because I just couldn't narrow down where I was going to go and how I was going to go. But I have to. I'm just going with my buddy old pal Suki Fister for coming out this week and competing a vault 9875. I had to. I was just like, it's Suki. Come on. We haven't seen her. I wanted to see her out there. She did a great job, and we didn't even know she was competing. So Suki Fister is my MVP.
Surprise. So I equally had a hard time with this one, but I am just going 100% with, who competed, who's in our lineup this week, who did things. I actually have 2, because I truly can't decide because, lists. But number 1, I am going with, Hannah Milton, because she went 9825 on both events that she did in lineups, plus hit an amazing beam set as an exhibition. I wrote the score down, but I don't have that notebook right near me, but it was huge. She had a beautiful beam routine. So that could go right into the lineup. So Hannah Milton, but then I also want to go with Cassie St. Clair for that 9925 floor routine that she just hit, left everything on the floor, and it was just exquisite. So I have 2. It is what it is.
It is what it is. MVPs for week 6, Suki Fister, Hannah Milton, and Cassie St. Clair. Well, we have our best college stick, stay, and slay to give, but I do want to say a shout out. We have a actual college salute-y version of the stick, stay, slay this week, and that definitely goes to Utah State's Danny Danny K. We're just going to go with that. I'm not going to butcher the name. She did the stick, the stay, and the slay while pulling her head back, and we definitely have to give that acknowledgement. But Kim, who did we decide best college stick, stay, and slay was for week 6?
Okay, so listen, this is real. I have a couple. Faith Torres, hello, 3 in a row, not really allowed to stick because of Oklahoma things. But she stuck it 3rd in a row, and then she gets all excited and she jumps, how it is. So definitely when I saw that, I was like, on the list. And then Sarah Wabi's vault, hello.
Yes.
And, beautiful stick. And then Mia Lucero,
yeah.
Okay, Mia Lucero from Oshkosh. Okay, so she vaults an amazing Yurchenko full in the D3 with the score that doesn't reflect it. But then she turns, hits the ground and all this stuff. It's great. It's great. Everybody has to go see it.
It was definitely a slay at the post performance, and
she definitely slayed. Slayed.
We will feature that little slay at the end of the on our Instagram. So
yes. And then my last one. So Maddie Waligora sticks, stays and Chris Brooks slays.
And he just runs across the mats and starts cheering for the audience. And so, oh, Chris, could you just imagine Chris Brooks as an assistant coach?
Absolutely not.
Energy. I just don't know.
He's him and like, what do you drink, Chris Brooks, before you go to a meet? Like,
that's just too much. I don't know how Jordan and Kyla like how they deal with all that energy, because they're just so like subdued.
The same way any female deals with the energy of their significant other. Just
true. Got it.
That's just turn, walk away.
Move it on.
That's Chris. It is what it is.
Moving on.
Yep, pretty much.
All right. Well, okay. That's it. Week 6.
That's all she wrote. Yeah. We know you enjoy our podcast and want more people to find out how awesome it is. So please rate and view us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the Region 5 Insider podcast. Thanks again to Full Out Recruiting for your continued support, as well as all of our listeners. We could not do this without your support. Follow us on all of our social media accounts for the most up-to-date information on what's going on with our R5 alums all season long.
Thanks again for joining us for our NCAA Flopping Fun Alley Week 6 recap. Yes, I said it. Oh, Utah State. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and start watching and listening to us. And of course, follow our IG page to keep up the support for our alums going all season long. We'll go SEC and Big Ten in Week 7 as we bring you more spine-saving coverage of our Region 5 alums all season long. No more big archbacks here. Talk to you next week. Follow, like, and subscribe. Peace out, Region 5.
5, 5, 5, 5, 5.